Arlington's county manager is about to release a proposed budget that will include funding recommendations for the county's 3 public, educational, and government television channels. The public channel is Arlington Independent Media, also known as AIM. It exists to provide the general public with a means of expression of their own views. The educational channel is Arlington Educational Television, or AETV. It exists to provide interested viewers with content controlled by the Arlington County School Board, which is, after all, connected to the Arlington County government. The government channel is Arlington Television, or ATV. It includes broadcasts of county board meetings, along with other content controlled by the Arlington County government. The educational channel has not been required to report their TV budget to the county. They use an undetermined portion of a much larger education budget. The government channel does have budget reporting, but it's funded entirely by the county government. The public access channel has recently been required to do their own fundraising in order to assure a level of funding consistent with prior years. The difference is that the county manager proposed cutting their funding by 20% recently, although the county board agreed to reduce the cut to 5%. But that was contingent on the public access channel raising $35,000 to qualify for what is known now as full funding. Inquiries and emails to various county board members have yielded some interesting responses. I emailed Katie Crystal when she was still county board chair and included the following 3 questions. 1. What is the time frame during which AIM is required to meet the fundraising requirement? 2. How is the term fundraising defined? Ms. Crystal's remarks mentioned non-governmental sources, which some people have interpreted to include AIM membership dues, facility rental revenues from both commercial clients and AIM producers, as well as actual solicited donations. The third question was, what documentation is required for AIM to demonstrate compliance with the $35,000 requirement? Ms. Crystal replied, regarding communications in general, I appreciate your faith in board members' command of all the extensive administrative detail on each issue in Arlington, and I wish I could live up to that expectation. Unfortunately, in order for me to get you fulsome answers to your detailed and multi-part questions, I have to be able to pull in and delegate to our colleagues from the board office and county manager's office. I really appreciate your understanding. It certainly seemed that Ms. Crystal couldn't explain what she herself had voted for. Board member Livy Garvey has suggested that Arlington does not need 3 TV channels. The suggestion reminded me of a situation that existed in another country a number of years ago. The government of that country decided that 2 sources of information were sufficient for their people. One of the sources was a newspaper called Pravda, and the other was another newspaper called Izvestia. Both publications were controlled by the government, just as the content of ATV and ETV is controlled by components of Arlington's government. Of course, both Pravda and Izvestia were sold to private concerns under Mikhail Gorbachev, but it's interesting to note that both publications are still in business. There's an interesting technological argument that sometimes gets raised about the public access channel. That is, that the rise of the internet and outlets such as YouTube have reduced the need for individual citizens to use a channel like AIM to express their views. However, while that may be true, it also applies equally to the Arlington County government and public school channels. If a YouTube channel is considered to be sufficient for AIM, it is also sufficient for ATV and AETV. Then there's the question of influence. The county manager, who makes budget recommendations, is hired by the Arlington County Board and receives instruction from them, not from Arlington's voters. Accordingly, it might not be surprising that ATV received preferential treatment in the manager's recent budget. Not surprising, just disappointing. A fairer, more balanced approach seems appropriate to me. After all, this is Arlington, not the Soviet Union. Finally, if you still doubt the need for Arlington to have an independent media channel, try watching either or both the county government channel or the public schools channel and just see if they are broadcasting any critical opinion pieces from a private citizen like this one.